Some celebs dig deep to care for their family during disasters. Others, well, let's just say they're a bit more hands out a begging bowl for their fans to shoulder the burden. Case in point, Miss Moore received a whopping backlash, and her response, let's just say it was classless. So, before we get into the dramatics, let's talk about real, true heroes. Halle Berry, for starters. Honestly, the girl absolutely shone during the Los Angeles wildfires. Fans were flooding with praise after she stepped up to help those poor souls, donating essential items and urging others to do the same. And the best part? She even gave a shout-out to Sharon Stone, who, bless her heart, had already been an angel of mercy. Stone, you see, had the brilliant idea of transforming Jenna Cooper's Plus Coop into a free shopping hub for the poor dears who'd lost everything. Imagine, clothing, pet supplies, the whole 9 yards, all on the house. Now that's what I call making a difference, darling. Then there's Jamie Lee Curtis, always a class act. She not only donated a cool $1 million, mind you, but she did it despite losing her own home in the fires. Talk about grace under pressure, known for her unwavering support for those in need. And finally, we have Jennifer Garner, proving that she's more than just a pretty face. Teaming up with that rather dashing chef, José Andrés, she was spotted volunteering at one of his many pop-up kitchens. Honestly, the girl has a heart of gold. Now that's what I call a real humanitarian, darling. But not all celebs are receiving standing ovations. Enter Mandy Moore, who, despite an estimated net worth of $14 million, sparked major backlash after setting up a GoFundMe for her in-laws' home rebuild. So Mandy Moore wins the 2024 Charitable Scrooge Spirit Award because nothing quite says I care, coming from a one-time, almost not-so-great movie star. Honestly, does anyone even remember her? The cost of rebuilding? A mere trifle for someone of Mandy's means. A few $100,000. Pocket change, darling. She could have funded it herself and still be rolling in dough after her next Hollywood flop. But that's a big if, isn't it? Whether anyone even wants to see her face on the big screen again. Honestly, the girl, she'll likely be found in the lost and found than remembered by anyone after her tirade. So, you have stars opening their wallets and their hearts, leading by example. On the other hand, Mandy Moore's fundraising efforts feel as heartfelt as a re-gifted candle at Christmas. Mandy, perhaps it's time for a masterclass in real acting where you consider someone besides yourself. Instead of creatively avoiding opening your purse strings for those who desperately need you. Honestly, the girl. With your impressive fortune, one might think, well, perhaps helping your own family could be an option. Shocking, I know. But maybe you're thinking, asking ordinary folks for a few dollars when they're already drowning in debt is completely different from Oprah and The Rock asking donations for their Maui fund. I suppose if we have a couple of dollars to spare after our daily lattes, we could hand them over to this worthy cause instead of, say, paying our gas bill. Now, let's be honest, we're all facing hardship. We do what we can when we can. But you, love, you need to dig a little deeper after all their family. Are they not? All right, enough about old tightwad Mandy. Let's get back to the real heroes of the story, shall we? So Jamie Lee Curtis, a legend. Scream queen turned beloved comedic actress and always giving back. Then there's Sharon Stone, oozing that effortless Hollywood glamour. And she's no shrinking violet when it comes to philanthropy. And Halle Berry, actively involved in various philanthropic endeavors, supporting women's health, children's education, and disaster relief. And Jennifer Garner, also a dedicated philanthropist, with Save the Children, Children's Rights and Education globally, and now with José Andrés' World Central Kitchen feeding the victims of the Los Angeles fire. So honestly, these women, they use their platform to make a difference and not creatively manipulate their fans to scrape a few dollars. So while Mandy Moore seems to be coasting on the fumes of This Is Us, well, let's just say her philanthropic efforts seem to be less generous, a bit more self-serving perhaps. And there you have it, folks. A little dose of reality for a certain Miss Moore. Perhaps a bit harsh, perhaps. But sometimes, darling, a little dose of truth is exactly what the doctor ordered. Now, if you'll excuse me, I believe I have a rather pressing engagement. A rather delightful cup of tea awaits.